Once a year you switch bodies with a random person who is best in the world at a certain skill. You can't change back until you discover what this skill is. You've been changed for a month and are starting to get worried. My mom always told me that everyone was good at something. She'd say that to cheer me up when I failed math, or when I didn't make the cut for the football team, or when I tried playing the trumpet and it sounded more like someone torturing a whale. One night, while watching a falling star from my backyard, I got so fed up with not knowing what I was good at that I wished for the ability to find out. I only wanted to know my best skill. In hindsight, I should have been more specific. The first trip was utterly terrifying. One warm August, at the age of 17, I didn't wake up in my own bed ready to go to class. I woke up in the body of a grown man, tall and strong. I wasn't in control of the body, though, more like a passenger. Able to observe, but not change. We had a big protein smoothie for breakfast, then we went out and won the US Open. I learned that this man's skill was tennis. After that win, he was officially ranked best in the world. Those are the easy ones. Hell, some of them I've already heard of from watching the Olympics or whatever. I can identify their skill pretty much as soon they open their eyes and look in the mirror. And then I'm thrown back into my own body like I never left. Well, almost. I always get just a little nugget of their skill. I won't be winning Wimbledon anytime soon, but my serve is much improved since that experience. Part of them comes back with me. Some of them are a bit more difficult to recognize, but it becomes apparent once they use their skill. I spent a week living on the banks of the Ganges River as a 60-year-old woman, trying to figure out what the hell she was known for. Then the rains came and one of her baskets broke. Within minutes she had woven a new one so tightly that it could be used to get water from the river. Best basket maker in the world. I've also lived as the world's best fisherman, best violinist, best realtor, speedcuber, and even the world's best yo-yoer who, might I add, is far more full of himself than any other expert I've been in. None of them have taken more than a few weeks to recognize, because the best at anything always has to practice their skill. This time it's different. I've been here for 2 months now, and this guy, Alan, is the most mundane person I've ever met. He sells oil rig machinery for a living, so we spend most of our time driving around the Gulf Coast, staying in one crappy motel after another. And he's not a particularly good salesman either, so that can't be it. He doesn't seem to do anything else with his time. When not working, he reads, watches TV. Alan rose from the bed and opened his eyes. I was barely even paying attention anymore because of how boring this guy's life was. Oh boy, another breakfast of Cheerios, I thought. Same as every other morning. But then I realized that it was still dark outside. Alan didn't put on his normal work suit. He put on one of those Adidas track suits with the 3 stripes down the side. I'd never seen him wear that before. Are we going running or something? Maybe he's an ultramarathoner. That one would certainly be a trait I'd like to take back. I've got the stamina of a jellyfish. But that idea went out the window when he went into the bathroom and put on a wig and makeup. I'd never seen that before either. We came out looking like a completely different person, a woman, actually. Best burlesque show performer? We got into the car. Now I was eagerly paying attention. It was finally getting interesting. Alan jumped on the interstate going 70 and headed inland. He didn't seem to have a particular destination in mind, and just pulled off at a random exit. There was nothing there. Even the McDonald's at this truck stop of a town wasn't open 24 hours a day. Only the gas station's lights were still on. Alan drove until he found a random house with darkened windows. I was desperately trying to think of how this might reveal his skill. Was he a CIA agent or something? Was he a master thief? He didn't knock on the door. We went in through a broken basement window. The answer was looking more and more like thief as Alan crept up the stairs and through their kitchen. But why was the world's greatest thief breaking into some random home in a rundown suburb that had seen better days? Shouldn't he be, like, breaking into the Louvre or something? In the kitchen, Alan grabbed a knife from the countertop. Ooh no, I thought. No. I was helpless to stop him as he entered a child's bedroom and plunged the knife through a Dora the Explorer blanket on the bed. The girl's scream awoke her parents, who came running right into Alan's trap and were stabbed in the back as they rushed to their daughter's bedside. After this, I had to shut my eyes as Alan carried out a gruesome ritual and began to clean up the bodies. Before we left, he handwrote Hallmark cards from the farewell section of the local pharmacy and left the cards on their bodies. The next morning, Alan rose from his bed and ate his Cheerios like nothing was wrong. As usual, the morning news was on the television, and maybe he paid more attention to it than normal. Finally I felt a surge of joy ripple through him as the story that he'd been waiting for came on. The greeting card killer strikes again. I finally realized Alan's skill and vanished from his mind. I've never felt so good to be back in control of my own body. I couldn't even get out of bed, I just shivered in horror and vomited over the side as I relived last night's events. But then I realized that I knew Alan. I knew his name, where he was staying, where he'd hidden the evidence. I knew everything. I dashed into the kitchen and picked up my phone to dial 911. From the corner of my eye, I spotted a knife gleaming on the counter. And as a wave of nervous energy and excitement sent a chill down my spine, I also realized what I'd brought back from my time with Alan.